number of things strike me as odd about this. One, he identified Dr. Castile as the harder of the two to deal with, by his own wording. Why would he want me to deal with Clovis, the easier of the two? Unless he already had a plan of how to deal with Castile. Moreover, the fact that I think that Castile has very much been out of the limelight for quite a while, and was identified as a relatively serious problem as far as the, I suppose, inauguration of the new Baron is concerned. That he might chuck up a fuss. Goes to say that I think Castile isn't working on his own anymore. Number two, there's no guarantee that even if he helps me get that domain off of Hugh, that I control that area. There's no guarantee that I would continue to keep it after the new Baron comes in. The new Baron decides where the Baron decides where the domains are, not the people who hold them. If the Baron saw fit, the Baron could oust everyone and shake everything up. It would be well within their power to do so. So I'm not even guaranteed what he promised. Just like he's not guaranteed what he wants. And third, and what I think is most worrisome, is that if left to his own devices, I think Dr. Anderson might not have the best things in mind for the rest of the people in the domain. I have no way to trust his word. He can make his assurances of, oh, I will support you, don't really hold any weight considering he has little reputation in the city. He's only been here for 2 months. So I smell a rat. I've cast my die, and I hope that Clovis, I hope you don't fuck it up. I'm counting on you. You want Hugh gone? I can make that happen. But you need to keep your head on. Because if you don't, this all goes tits up.
We certainly don't
Apologies
want that,
for rambling. No, but now my die has been cast and it is only a matter of time to see if my labors will bear fruit. I just hope, above everything else, that I don't squander the chance that John so graciously gave to me. He's an asshole, but I'm not one for squandering resources when I'm given them.
Fair enough. Velda, why don't you give us a little bit of a insight into your thoughts regarding what's going on in Batista's domain and what's happening in what used to be Delgado's domain.
My thoughts? My thoughts are currently spinning around a hamster wheel. Round and round and round they go. And where it stops, well, I hope I'm incorrect. I took the time last evening to look at a map, to mark out where I know certain domains are. And what I see is disturbing. With that in mind as well, nobody knows where Tony, whatever his name is, has gone. Loretta is looking into Dren's disappearance. Fisk did not seem too happy for myself and John to be poking around, but it is what it is. I should probably get in contact with Emma Baines as well, but I don't want to be too hasty. For now, I think I just need to get out of my own head. Maybe lay this out on the table, get the others' opinions. Get other people's thoughts. Perhaps it will change my own. We'll see.
We will definitely see. And John, you were responsible for orchestrating Amber getting in touch with Mr. or Dr. Anderson, and for assisting her with her search for Tony and Donovan.
Yeah, well, what can you do? Lead a horse to water and all that. I got a job to do. I'm gonna do it. I'm hell or high water. Fact of the matter is, I just don't know anymore. I don't know how long I can keep stepping forward and getting this done. Yeah. Before I came here, I told them this was a big waste of time. At other places. But, no, San Antonio's the place to be. You ever have that point where you just feel like you're just spinning your wheels in mud? That's where I'm at. Now I'm chasing the ladies in the wrong way. Trying to keep up with what they're doing. Trying to figure out what do they need, what can I do, but reality is I'm a spare right now. Never had much of a head on myself for big plans anyway, so I guess that suits me just fine. Did I chip in with the wrong group at this point? I don't know.
Well, there's certainly a lot going on with this group, and they certainly like to build plans. But San Antonio is the place to be. Most people in Anarchs and Camarilla are beginning to think that now. I would like everyone to give me rouse checks for a new night. John, your belly aches, it yearns, it lusts for that very coppery taste. It wants a flavor deep and rich. It wants life. It wants every ounce of every individual you pass by going down the road towards Club Lush. For Velda and Amber, however, it's the same as it was last night. Thankfully. So, we're going to meet up with our coterie at Club Lush. The three, Urien and Benji, have all gathered together in the private lounge in order to have a discussion that Velda has put together. We join the coterie after they've all joined in, and everyone that they want to have present is present.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Benji pipes up and kind of just leans up against a wall somewhere. What's this about?
It's about what the Camarilla are doing, what I've been doing. Perhaps a new, fresh set of eyes can help. And it's about our next step. Or at least the next step that I would like to take. And you all have a chance to talk me out of it.
Why would we talk you out of it?
Because it involves poking the sleeping bear, so to say.
You see Benji kind of crack his knuckles a little bit. If it's the bear that I'm thinking of, then poke him all you want.
John gave me an idea. What was it you called me, John? A honeypot? Yes, I believe that was the terminology. Well, honeypot as I may be, I suggest we do as anarchs do. Rebel. I want to throw Delgado's mark all over Bure's domain. And let them come to us. Hello?
Is anyone else talking? Oh.
Nope. Well, guess if you're trying to attract attention, that's one way to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to use this to drag out a Hugh.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what? Our two
And then
big boys
dispose
here,
of him.
our two big boys here kick the shit out of him.
Perhaps. Unless we would like to try our hand at interrogation as well. See what he knows about what's going on in the city. And then do him in.
I mean, that doesn't seem like he'd have a lot of motivation in order to give up anything.
He might not.
We tell him we're gonna spare his life if he tells us everything. He tells us everything, we do him anyway, then what's the point?
Well, I hadn't quite thought about that. But who says we have to spare his life?
I mean, if that's your bargaining
Pain
chip.
Pain will make him stonewall.
I'm not really the interrogation sort. Not in that sort of sense. But I had
Fists
another
first,
thought.
ask questions later.
I have this strange feeling the eyes in the room are going to start looking at me when this conversation reaches its axis.
Well, I had another thought as well. You see, have any of you looked at a map recently?
I kind of know my
I'm
way
assuming-
around the city, so no, not really.
You were
Why?
going to say something, John?
Nah, get on with it.
She pulls out a map with the domains marked on it. And she pulls out a red pen. This is Bure's domain. And she marks through it. This is the missing Ventru's domain. And she marks through it. This is Dren's domain. She marks through that one. And from what Amber was saying about Dr. Anderson being within Clovis and
Castile.
Castile's domain, take a look at this. When you look at that, is that not a line cutting off the north of the city?
Well, looky here. So, what, they bulldoze their way through?
Bulldoze their way through, cut north from south.
Now,
But this is just an assumption.
so they came in from the airport and dug their way out. Cut
Or they
right to
came
the city
in,
limits.
or maybe they came in from the road.
No. Why would they
Cut
end
their
up
way
doing that then?
through.
If
Who
they have an
knows?
airport, then why the heck would they end up cutting in from the road?
The road is an easier access point. The road isn't watched as closely as the airport is.
Security checks at airports are kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, we don't exactly have toll roads.
Cut in from the road, then cut through to the airport, take control of the airport, and you control who's coming in and who's going out.
I mean, unless you count traffic cams as ways to keep an eye on things on the roads.
Implying you know what you're looking for.
I mean, yeah.
Implying. And I do believe Delgado was the one that was watching that sort of thing. And he's gone now. Correct?
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with this.
Unless you have police connections.
So, my thought is the next place to be hit, maybe around Leon Valley, the northwest. Uptown or Live Oak would be the next place that would make sense. If they're cutting a line.
That may be the case, but what's the point of making the line if you ain't gonna hold it?
That's why we're going to break it.
But no one's been holding it. We've been able to walk past those left, right, and center with no issues.
That's a fair point.
I mean, let's assume that this is meant to box somebody in. Then wouldn't it then say you want to end up keeping people? And besides, on this map, where exactly did you find Hugh again?
And she points to Bjor's domain, right on the edge of the city.
Okay. So he is there at the road. Alright, no one in or out that way. So, what then is guarding right here? He points to where the missing Ventru are.
That's
Well,
another
what?
major road.
Yeah. But we know Hughes over here, so what's happening over here?
That's the question, isn't it?
Is the only person we found is Fisk.
Mm-hmm.
The only person we found was Fisk.
Yes. Yes. So why is that? Seems
Don't
more
know,
questions than answers.
you're the big brains of the operation.
Someone's hiding there.
Well,
That's
the
big-
reason I brought this to the group is because I can't see what's going on. I'm stuck inside of my own head and I can't seem to get out or get anywhere with it.
Benji kind of throws his hands up. Don't look at me.
a real shame, Benji. I quite like looking at you.
Get a room, you pair.
In all seriousness, however, she would move over to the map and point at the domain of the missing venture. There's someone hiding here. No question about it. There's someone hiding here. Someone out of our sight, moving silently. And given the fact that given what we know, I think it is probably best to take a roll call of the enemies that we know to be in the city. Let's start with the obvious
Any
one.
enemies that we know.
The obvious one. Hugh.
Yeah.
It's about as much explanation as I need to give. Next, as I know, Mr. Doyle mentioned his presence here in the city.
You're talking about Theodore Galvin.
Yes. Talking about Galvin. He is somewhere. We
Didn't
don't
you
know
say he
where.
was a slippery bastard?
Theodore Galvin is not one you find. He finds you. This is not one of those points for discussion.
Exactly, but we know that he's here in the city somewhere.
I also know that should you encounter him, well, I hope you have a good bartering position. So,
You can only hope.
You know this Theodore Galvin well, Mr. Doyle.
yes. He was a sheriff in Jackson, and was oftentimes placed upon cases that were considered unsolvable. He would be there, and well, you see that the Urien is having a hard time discussing this. Like he's trying to be very careful on what he should be saying.
I'm gonna keep an eye on that because it's very rare that Urien is so obviously thoughtful with his words.
I mean, I suppose it's obvious, Benji says, and if he got to be sheriff, he's good at his job, so...
If Theodore wished to be in any other city, I have no doubt he would have prospered. Perhaps maintaining the place of sheriff in another larger city, one of more prestige. His loyalty was to Calhoun. To him, it's something quite personal. Truth be told, he was responsible primarily for finding usurpers, ones who flaunted tradition, and more importantly, he would end up being able to bring them to court in swift manner. Galvin is quiet, powerful, insightful. He is without exaggeration, he is an apex predator.
Sounds like a ghost.
Many Nosferatu are, but few balance their skills like Galvin has. Theodore would frequently find himself in rooms and overhear discussions. I once heard the rumor that he could speak to cockroaches. They once wielded information from rats and ravens, and was not shy about finding Kain in positions that could compromise investigations. He is the Camarilla's answer to Fisk. Fisk is, in my humble opinion, a watered-down version. You are dealing something quite old. Before the plague old.
Well, we've got a candidate for the ghost in that missing Venture's domain. At the very least.
If he was the one sent, you will not find.
No.
That does beg the question, however. If Galvin is here, would he have brought others with him?
Galvin is an efficient tool, but a tool nonetheless. I would imagine for him it is an honor-bound moment. If he did bring someone, it would be another from Jackson who feels the same as he. Outside of such, would not know.
Remember in our conversations, Mr. Doyle, that you mentioned another name. I believe it was Kyle A. Calhoun.
Yes, Kyle.
Do you think maybe he might have come along?
Likely. Though I would worry if such is the case.
Why is that?
Let us say that I have intimate knowledge of that individual. And I, in my current situation and state, I feel ill-prepared. What he lacks in age, he makes up with in cunning. If you think he is open, if you believe you have him, it is a gambit. Damned if you do, damned if you do not situation. I know his teachers well.
So, not saying that he is, but if he was here, we would be, what, all realms of fucked?
No. No, it would be a blessing. At least then we know exactly what we are dealing with.
I suppose you're not wrong in... Those are the enemies that we know either are in the city or could potentially be in the city.
What have you been doing to sniff them out? You have observed the trail.
Well, my next stop will be Uptown or Live Oak. I think I'd like to speak to those neighboring Castle Hills as well.
Urien looks at the map. It will be in Uptown. If your suggestion is true. It will be in Uptown.
I myself have spoken to Clovis regarding Dr. Anderson as... I smell a rat.
Dr. Anderson.
Yes, newcomer to the city. He's been here about 2 months. Wants the domain. Wants the medical center as his domain.
Velda and Urien, you get a strong suspicion that you need to pursue that.
I think I'd like to meet this Dr. Anderson.
As would I.
I think I should be able to talk to him. But I would, before that does take place, I would like to bring up something. Thanks to the assistance of John. I am very thankful for what you did, by the way.
Yeah.
He got me in contact with Dr. Anderson, who wanted to make a deal that I would help get Clovis off his back, and he would deal with Dr. Castile and take that domain, and that he would help me then get rid of Hugh and allow me to take what was formerly Bure's domain, and have his ongoing support. Now, my thought on that is, he specified Dr. Castile as the harder of the two to deal with, and yet he sent me to deal with Clovis. Why? What plan does he have for dealing with Castile, if Castile isn't already in his back pocket?
Perhaps he does not end up believing you have what it takes to end up tackling the more difficult challenges.
That might be the case, but at the same time, if that were the case, why would he, if he didn't really have faith in me, why would he, back me up in taking an entire neighboring domain? Sense. Furthermore, given
Would
the
it be a
fact that he
test
isn't...
to see what you would do?
Possibly. But something else comes up to me. He's been in this city an entirety of 2 months. Doesn't particularly have a lot of rapport with many people. Once a new Baron's instated, the Baron is the one who decides the domain, not the domain holders.
How long has Bjorn been missing?
I believe it was... I think it's about 2 months now? ST, gonna get a check on that?
Yeah, it's been about 2 months, almost. No, it's been about a month. Almost
About
a month and a half.
Yes, it's been about a month, month and a half. But something that pings me as odd is that he seemed so self-assured that he would hold that domain and that he would support me in holding Bure's domain, yet we're currently without a Baron. When a new Baron is picked, the Baron is the one who decides who gets domain, not the domain holders.
Unless you can prove that you can hold the domain, in which it might put the Baron in favor of you.
thing is that the Baron, whoever that might be, would have the power to shake things up completely, so there's no guarantee that I would get what I was promised and that he would get what he wants. There's no guarantee that the Baron would allow it. I can't speak for anyone else's mind on what they would allow and not allow, but we could get a Baron who might say that rapport is key, and that you are not allowed to hold domain unless you have a particular amount of rapport in the city. Work for the city and then you get a piece. I've heard it happen before. Now, the last thing is that why go along with this when instead I decided to go talk to Clovis. Tell him what was going on. I made Anderson agree that if I agreed to this deal that he would let Clovis keep the research center, which is truly what Clovis wants. The actual domain, take it or leave it. But that research center is what he wants more than anything else, as far as geographical power is concerned. Why would I deal with Clovis when I had already talked to Clovis about getting his help and the help of the domain, upon which he already has a agreement with Castile on maintaining, in favor of someone new?
Glad to know I'm wasting my time.
Not at all, John. In fact, if you hadn't introduced me to Dr. Anderson, I wouldn't have smelled this out. I'm thinking there's something very fishy here. So instead I set up what I would consider to be a very rare win-win situation. I posed the deal that Anderson had posed to me to Clovis. He would get his research center. Anderson would take the rest of the domain. He would help me get rid of Hugh, and I would take that domain. That's if he agreed. If he didn't, Clovis still helps me get rid of Hugh, because that's what he wants. He wants Hugh gone. He doesn't like Hugh, the fact that Hugh is here.
Clovis doesn't like the fact that Hugh is here.
No.
That would make sense. In fact, I would argue that you might have a vested interest in getting a hold of Clovis.
He does. I'm sure he does. Clovis seems to think that he did, yes. But that was... my thought on that was... let Clovis make the decision. Cast the die, because either way, we get the support of someone, whether it be Dr. Anderson or Clovis, to get rid of Hugh. And what happens afterwards? Well, having my own domain would be nice, but there's no guarantee I'd keep it. So instead I need to make sure to make the play that most benefits the city.
Where is Castile in all this?
Currently, as far as I'm aware, I haven't seen anything of Castile. Clovis seems to have, but even he said that Castile seems to have been off the radar as of late, which kind of backs up my point of I'm thinking that Anderson might have Castile in his back pocket. Which is concerning to
Castile
me.
is even still amongst us.
If Castile is even still amongst us.
Well, sounds like you got a lot of organizing to do.
Well, there's one thing that we do still need to do. And that's remove Hugh from the equation. That's something that simply needs to happen.
Take a piece off the board.
Velda, something in your mind tells you beware of the dark.
Beware of the dark.
You look to shady corners in the club. You're afraid of them right now.
I'm going to use Sense the Unseen.
Roll it for me. There's nothing there.
I kind of glance around a little bit. Little hairs on the back of my neck raising. Something doesn't feel right. Urien, is this place secure?
It is about as secure as you're going to get. Truthfully, you will come to learn in time security is a luxury you will never be able to afford.
Why do you think that someone might be here, Velda?
I don't know. Something's not right.
Well, look, you can end up fretting about it, or you can do something about it. Now, if I understand this, Velda, you want me to piss on some guy's lawn with a bunch of spray paint?
I want us to all piss on his lawn.
What's the mark?
She will note it down.
He takes it. Looks simple enough. I guess I gotta go pick up some cans of spray paint then. What, you happen to carry some in your purse?
No.
Amber, you coming?
Yes, actually, I am.
Good, I can use eyes.
She's going, I'm going.
Obviously, I was just about to say that you should come along, Benji. Because the thing is, if we find him, if he comes out, I want to see you flatten him.
Amber, pick up something that's a lot less pretty. Go get dressed. Benji, don't peek. I'll get us the cans, and we'll end up getting on.
Perfect.
What, you think? You think that's up? If it's gonna be fun to end up watching Amber spray paint the evening away in that cocktail outfit she's got?
No, yeah, t-shirts and jeans seem like an appropriate fit.
Fantastic. Alright. With your leave, good Sir Doyle. Of course.
Would not do Urien with respect. I would like to pick your brain about something a little later, if you don't mind.
I'm sorry, what? Sorry, my mind was elsewhere.
I'd like to pick your brain on something a little later.
Alright. At your leave, then, madame.
And she would, again, nod to him respectfully and, give Velda a little wink. We'll be back. We're gonna go piss on this guy's lawn. And,
Have fun. And watch the shadows, please.
Understood. And, she's gonna head out.
And the three of you make your way out of the club.
Urien kind of places his hand on his temple, rubbing it as though he were actually capable of headaches.
Are you all right?
I will be fine, Madame Altenberg. Thank you for your concern. It would seem that they are eager to follow your plan.
But you don't seem on board.
I am, how would you say, conflicted.
Please, speak your mind.
If it is true that those who have been named, those who are suspected, and those who are known are amongst the city, and that they are creating a dividing line, this is a staging point. And if all ends up coming to fruition, what they have managed to do here is separate us from the other baronies. We cannot reach out to them without them coming in and for them to be aware. I would suspect at this point that they are well aware of our movements. The line is as though they know where the dividing lines of the domains are. Look and follow it. The
Yes,
thing
I
you
do need that.
The thing you failed to mention to the others is each of the strikes have remained entirely on Delgato's old domain. Your grandsire was no fool. The next will be up-down. That cuts off the entrances following the 1604. Cutting that off removes a major intersection, a major roadway from getting to the suburbs further out east. Marbach is cut off. I believe that separation is there specifically to remove a portion of San Antonio. Now I must make a choice. There is Dr. Castile, Clovis, Randy, Damien. The truth is that they struck at our Baron in Hollywood Park. What are they planning? There is something we're not seeing here. And I do not know my opponent as well as I hoped. Something is off. And it infuriates me so. Perhaps it's simply easier to go to war against a Camarilla than and usurp them than it is to maintain one's own position. Perhaps that's a lesson you can take from your elder.
Perhaps. Regardless, I have a feeling that Dr. Anderson is going to be key.
Tell me, what was it, truly?
What do you mean?
I have heard from many accusations of one individual or another. If you were to look at the various plots, various kindred, each one with their own plot, each one wanting to espouse how much they wish to aid the domain, while in truth they are concerned about their own sense of self-preservation. No fault upon them, but still, it makes you wonder.
Going to be honest with you here, Doyle, I'm not quite sure what you're getting at.
What I am saying is the reason it does not make sense is because this is not a game played between Anarchs and Camarilla. You're assuming that there are 2 players on the board. So far I count 7.
Interesting.
That is why everything feels discombobulated. The assumption of alliances, the assumption that it is a us versus them, and assuming there is only one them. But as you start to whittle it away, as you start to understand where each one positions themselves, and what they truly wish for, you find that it's very difficult to end up having kindred organize as a single front without it fracturing heavily. The only way to plan around that is to account for the fractures beforehand. Here, for instance, if this was to cut a swathe, then why go for Delgado? Why not continue up at first, separating the Baron from the rest of his barony, then go after. Catch those who go to investigate off balance. You'd be able to take out at least 5 or 6 more. You would then end up being able to finding whose domains have been weakened due to the loss of power. Then enact upon those failings and have it snowball until anarchy is that of the peace of the grave. They did not. Something changed.
So what was it that changed?
Now you understand my concern.
Indeed.
Who are the 7 factions, Velda?
I'm still not sure.
Answer that, and I believe things will become much clearer.
It's something I'll have to think on. None of this sits right.
It never will. It never does.
She looks up and looks around the room again.
Urien will quirk a brow and they'll do the same.
You still see nothing, Velda. Nothing out of the ordinary.
My mind is playing tricks.
You see nothing out of the ordinary, Urien.
Is there something wrong, Velda?
Call it a gut feeling. Beware of the dark.
Beware of the dark. We are creatures of night. There's very few reasons for us to fear the dark.
And yet I feel there may be one. Lurking about somewhere. Keeping an eye.
Well, an amusing thought. But I would only be speculating.
Indeed. Well, since the others have stopped moving, shall we make our way? Or am I going to visit Dr. Anderson by myself?
I will contact those that are capable to join us. I do not feel it is appropriate for us to be wandering about on our own, especially with you out there.
Well, hopefully that will be taken care of soon enough.
Velda, there is one more thing I would say. I would consider it a personal request fulfilled if you could arrange security for Club Lush tomorrow.
I'll see what I can do.
Good. I would like to... Your honey trap. I hope the idea works.
So do I.
For now, we're going to leave Urien and Velda and rejoin John, Amber, and Benji as they're wandering the streets. Oop, I had the wrong person on there. But yes, it's Benji, John, and Amber who are driving. Benji at the wheel of the van.
I'm assuming this is after I managed to pick up all the stuff and Amber managed to change.
Yes, this is.
Fantastic.
Everyone is together. Amber has changed clothes. And Benji is looking impatient.
What's the matter, big guy?
Kinda just want to punch this guy's face in. A little eager to do that. Been wanting to do that for the better part of a week and a half now. Maybe 2 weeks.
Wait until you're older.
What? Does waiting 2 weeks, like, change anything?
Yeah, trying to imagine that patience now. I'm trying to imagine 10 years.
Ugh. Have to wait 10 years to get back at somebody for something? Shit.
You haven't even heard some of the ones that I ran into.
Try me.
You ever hear of a man named Hodgstadt Kid?
Can't say that I have. Doesn't ring any bells.
Guy named Theo Bell. Waited, as far as I could tell, damn near a century. Waiting, biding his time. Until a little while ago, he decided to put a double barrel under his chin and I
Yikes.
can imagine waiting for centuries on that one.
Oof. Yeah, that's a long time to wait.
What was that, Amber?
I was gonna ask if I knew anything about that story, but thinking about it, no, probably not.
No, probably not.
Just an old man and his stories.
Well, we're spray painting shit, right?
Well, as soon as you park the car. This is the right place, Amber.
I'd check to see if we were in Bureau's domain. I've been here before. I should know.
Yeah, you're just entering the southernmost tip of it.
Yep.
The part
little
that
bit
kind of
further
butts
in.
up against Sanctuary.
A little bit further in.
Okay.
Doing it here, he'll know where it came from. That's not a thing that we want. Go a little further in and then we should be good.
Well, that's exactly what we wanted.
We want to know that we want him to know that someone is defying him. But we want to leave our tracks getting into here relatively clean. Just so, just in case we don't manage to 86 this guy, that he doesn't find a way to track us back into Sanctuary.
Fair point.
All of the contingency, just in case.
Benji starts shaking a can of spray paint, parking the car. Well, I'm ready. And
John grabs a can and stuffs it into the front pocket of his hoodie. Pulls up his hood. God, I feel young again.
Amber actually went the full 9 yards in that not only is she's wearing a hoodie, she's also wearing a mask covering the bottom part of her face, shaking up a spray can. I've never done this before. I think this is going to be quite fun.
Yeah, well, just make sure you don't end up getting the tips of your hair. Black tips on white never works out.
That's why I decided on the silver spray paint.
Just kind of rolls his eyes at that point.
Benji makes his way down an alley to look for symbols of other that have been left behind before, and goes to start painting either beside them, over them, whatever seems fitting in the moment.
I'll also be looking for a spot.
And they're not hard to find. Most places that have a fairly large like foot traffic base, and since it's a very easily a mark that could be mistaken for graffiti, you find a place easy.
And I'm gonna get to work.
And Benji does too, not straying very far from you.
Yeah, I try and stay in earshot. I'll take another alley. A little bit out of the way. Benji can play the noble hero.
Are you intentionally trying to draw Hugh out right now, or are you intentionally trying to set a trap?
I'm not particularly caring one way or another, as long as it gets interesting.
Amber being the helm of this, what is your decision?
Um,
You got your 2 beat sticks right here.
yeah, I think now will be a perfect time.
Okay. Then I want you to make a dexterity plus subterfuge with a
Dexterity.
+2.
Dexterity subterfuge with a +2.
Yep. Because you're using marks and using the and crafting them while trying to manipulate someone into doing what you want.
Happily.
So you spend
Fires it up.
So you spend a couple of hours doing this. You go into alleyways, you go into car parks, you go into bars and spray things in restrooms. You find every place where a mark has been placed before, either Kine or Kindred and Anarch or Camarilla for that matter, and start tracing over everything with Delgado's mark. Somebody's gonna know you're here. And you feel pretty successful at the amount of marks that you were able to do around the domain. It takes, like I said, the better part of a couple of hours, sneaking all the way from the edge of Sanctuary all the way out to 1604 and around the edges of the domain, as well as inside. What do you do after that?
I think I know exactly where this needs to go down. Benji, our final destination is the church.
Happily. And so, the three of you hop back into the car and make your way in the middle of the domain towards Prince of Peace Catholic Church. You're sitting in the car park right now. The grass is looking a little bit greener since the summer heat has all but gone for the most part, and you're getting into now the fall heat of 90-degree weather. You start to see that the church lights are dim inside, the stained glass kind of looking fairly dark, very low. You see lights on in the parish building in the back. As you circle around, you find the car park lights are fairly bright right now. And looking at the entrance of the church, the entrance is lit. It does look like they are welcoming guests tonight.
We need to stay back a little, wait for things to die down, and then we'll get to work on crafting this work of art, shall we call it.
You notice that things do start to die down as it is approaching midnight now. The entrance light goes off, and you maybe assume that The front doors are locked at this point. But the lights...
We're not aiming to go inside. My apologies, continue.
What do you aim to do? You're sitting in the car right now, watching this as it goes down.
Once things are a little quieter, I think it's time to take out some of the parking lights. Given what I learned of the La Sombra from talking to Urien, they like darkness. I'm gonna give John as much darkness as he needs to work his magic. I don't know if it's gonna help. I don't know what John's capabilities actually are on that front, but as far as talking to Urien went, they like darkness. Darkness he shall have.
Benji starts to climb out of the vehicle, kind of getting ready to go up and maybe unscrew some bulbs from the lampposts. We're taking out the lights, right? That's right.
Yeah.
I don't see any harm in it.
It might get somebody's attention.
Well, I'm a little bit more comfortable in it.
Well, I'm gonna get to it then.
Fancy.
And Benji starts to walk away from the car and go to start taking some of the light bulbs out.
And I'm gonna go on Overwatch and activate heightened senses and keep an eye out.
Amber, give me a wits plus awareness plus aspects.
Yep. I'm actually gonna rouse for a blood surge.
Okay.
I'm getting hungrier.
No hungrier.
So that'll give me a plus. It'll give me a +1 at my current blood potency.
Yes.
Wits, awareness, with a +2.
Nice.
Not a crit, unfortunately, but it's pretty nice.
You look around and you swear a little bit that you might have seen Benji shudder, but that's... You pay it no mind as he walks away. He does turn his eyes to make sure to keep an eye on you while he does this, though.
And you could see that Amber is currently in a state of hypervigilance, that her eyes are slowly scanning everything.
Are you out of the car at this point?
John will step out.
Yeah, Amber will hop out too when John does. Locking up the van.
And you see that Benji has one light down at least.
How many lights?
4? 5?
4.
There's 4, one on each corner of the car park and one in the center.
Alright.
That gives kind of an overhead view.
Let me help you out here. And I am going to activate Arms of Armon.
Alright.
So I am going to divide this dice pool. into 5 different pieces. So that's going to be, well, effectively 1 die on each light. If you're going to make me roll for a
I'm
stealth
not gonna.
target or what have you.
I'm not gonna make you roll for a stationary object target. You apparate very thin, kind of hair-like tendrils in the shadows of this place that come up from behind and knock each and every one of those light posts from behind the light bulbs down, yanking them down, hitting them down. Each and every one of them is out now.
That's so much better.
That's effective.
That's a interesting power you've got there.
You haven't seen nothing yet.
Creepy shit.
Well, guess right now we're waiting on Hugh. Somebody want to go and invite him out?
I can go.
Alright. Benji, you wouldn't happen to have any stakes on you, would you? Just in case.
I used the last one I had on Dren.
Right. Well, shame we don't have him here.
I did bring something though that I think will help.
What's that?
His eyes are exceptionally sharp. But if I know anything about that, I think in that particular vein, I think he and I might share a gift. As such, I decided to bring along something that'll make him think twice.
What's that?
Amber would pull out a flashlight. It's small flashlight, kind of like the ones that you'd be able to slip into your pocket to look around with. But it's, and she'd put it against John's hand. It's a flashlight. One thing about this particular vein gifts is that sudden lights, sounds, any kind of intense sensory sensation can disorient a user. Car lights, things like that. Not liked very much. I know I hate it, and this is me making an assumption that if his gift works anything like mine, he's not gonna like that.
Well, we're standing around here with a thumbs up our ass, so somebody better go and do something.
Amber would look over to Benji near the door of the church.
No, it's just gonna stay near the van. Just to cover an escape route.
Amber will probably do the same, just because standing in the middle of a dark place with with no protections, and the fact that Velda spotted him last time from Obfuscate, it's better to have a back to the wall so we can't sneak up from behind. But no, she's going to be keeping an eye on Benji, seeing how he's going in his movement, whether he's, what he's doing.
Benji, having not really been given much in the way of instructions, just bangs on the outside door loudly. Over and over and over again.
Oh yeah.
You see that a gentleman, Amber, you would know this to be Father Trent, answers the door, says that they're closed, from what you can hear. And Benji says, I'm looking for somebody. And the father says, who is that? And Benji says, somebody new here. Tell him I want to see him. I'm sorry, young man, I don't know what you mean. And you see that Benji kind of reaches out and takes Father Trent by the collar for a second and says, tell him someone's here to see him.
Amber kind of cringes a little at that.
John's just smiling ear to ear. Can't wait for you to show up.
And he puts the father back down. Didn't really lift him, but he lets go of his collar, and the father walks away and closes the door. And Benji starts to walk back towards the car.
My eyes are going to be on Benji and on the immediate surrounds of Benji. The last thing that's gonna happen is a jumping here in the car park.
And shortly after the father leaves, you see a man leave the building and start walking briskly behind Benji. But when you listen in, it doesn't sound like he's making any noise. You can't hear his footsteps. He's quiet as a ghost.
Amber is going to call out to Benji, basically big, like, behind you.
And Benji turns right around and sees that he was following him. You the guy? Benji says. I don't appreciate loud noises. Yeah, well, just trying to get your attention. I guess it's your attention, if you're the guy I'm looking for. Well, you have my attention. What do you want? And he looks up and sees that Amber, you're there. Oh, you brought friends. Yeah, we want to have a conversation with you.
Amber, is this guy?
Amber would basically whisper, yeah, get ready to move.
Hey, you.
Oh, I know you.
Yeah, well.
Nice to see you, cutie pie.
And to you, old dog.
Well, well, well. What do we have here?
Yeah, funny about that. John starts walking towards the door of the van. Funny about that, huh?
And he walks past Benji and starts walking towards the van. Benji looks a little miffed that he almost got shoulder checked.
Now I have to ask you, you got this place on lock, like, are we gonna have to worry about stray cameras or anything like that? Or have you dealt with that so your own indiscretions don't suddenly end up on Facebook?
Yeah, I kind of got this place on lock. I did have help, but she's gone and disappeared. Wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Wouldn't have a clue.
Well, I suppose it's at this point, we ought to get things started. Shall we?
Did you have to bring his child, though?
What can I say?
He's gonna have my ass for this.
What can I say? She's cute.
I mean,
At this point, he kind of turns to Benji.
he's a little dumbfounded.
Yeah, it's at this point I'm going to grab hold of Benji's shoulder, and I'm gonna whittle his arm down to nothing.
Oh. Ooh.
And that's gonna be a rouse, fine, and
What is the resistance for that, my dear?
this is going to be a strength brawl, and I am in fact rousing also potence.
Okay. Oh, you can only rouse once per turn.
Yeah, but what do you think I've been waiting and prepping for?
It's true. So, is it strength brawl versus strength brawl?
Mine's just strength brawl plus potence.
Okay, so you're trying to land a hit on him first.
Well, the thing is this is Touch of Oblivion.
Yes, but you have to land a hit first.
Well, it's gonna be 6, and I think I caught him flat-footed.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Let's see.
Sorry, kid.
Let's see if Benji can land a hit back. But he's at -2 for being caught off guard. You had the upper hand.
Oh god.
He's gonna spend a willpower. I have 2. Oh, you win. You landed a hit.
Not only that, but I beat him by 2, and I also so that causes superficial damage after it's half, but I also cause, I believe, 2 superficial damage for the Touch of Oblivion, or 2 aggravated damage for the Touch of Oblivion.
Ooh, yeah. That doesn't have an additional roll. That's just straight damage.
No, that's the strength roll,
Okay.
and I
Yep.
do.
Oh god.
Oh, don't worry, kid. Got plans.
All right. So that was John acting against Benji. Amber, what are you doing?
I'm seeing John
You just
go
saw.
against.
You just saw Benji's left arm just seem to melt into nothing.
And-
It was soup.
And Hugh was talking about, did you have to bring his child? And I'm thinking that he was referring to me.
What do you do, Amber?
John's a traitor. John's a fucking traitor. John's working for them.
What do you do, Amber? Split decision.
Amber is going to immediately pull out her phone.
Yeah.
She has Velda on speed dial, and she's gonna attempt to call Velda and basically say that shit's awash. We've been betrayed.
So,
You
Just-
might remember a little earlier I went to go grab something. I think CoffeeCat's reading what I'm putting down.
that you had taken her phone?
No, I remember I knew that the phone was going to be brought in. Because I smashed the old one. You might remember that in
You
the conversation we had.
You smashed the old one, the new one is in the mail. This is the backup that she had.
Okay, this one I did not know about, so yep.
Okay, so Amber, in order to pull out your phone and dial, that is going to be the whole of your turn. You can still move out of the way if you so desire.
Would rapid reflexes help me pull out the phone any quicker? As far as
Oh yeah, you do have that, don't you? Yeah, you can draw the
Yes.
phone and start to dial this turn.
Yep, I've got Velda on speed dial, so it's gonna be basically speed dial number, and I gotta get out of there.
So, okay, then you're making a run for your action.
Yep, back into the streetlights.
Go ahead and make me a stamina athletics.
I guess that's versus Arms of Admon at -1.
Arms of
Since
Armon.
obviously I'm not going to let this happen.
Yeah. Are you combining them all into one tendril now?
Yep.
Okay.
And this
then
is
yeah.
going to be a call shot because I am going to destroy that phone.
Okay. Then it's a minus through total.
Oh. I am dependent on lethality rolling a 1 or less.
All right.
Oh.
Amber, you're quick. You're dashing out of the way of that spooky. What is that? It's a shadow tendril? You start dashing for the lights. John, you have no ability to catch up with her this turn, but Hugh is going to try and grapple her. And so you're going to make a dexterity athletics at a -1. And he's going to make a strength brawl plus grappling.
Yep.
Oh, you're slippery. You're slippery. You're so slippery. You slip out of his grasp and he's not able to land a grapple on you. So you are free to run as quickly as you can down the street this turn. Coming back around to the top of the initiative, it is Benji.
There is gonna be, just as a note, there is gonna be a very quick shout to Benji to kill them both.
He's having a hard time resisting that. So let me go ahead and roll a
Hold on.
composure
You just
resolve.
said to kill John? So, curious. Does that mean you have to roll a bloodbound? Might be the only difficulty 1, but
Yeah.
you're bloodbound by 1.
Yep, he's gonna roll composure resolve.
And I believe that's lethality that needs to roll that one because Amber's bloodbound as well.
What's
Yep.
the result?
Yep.
Alright.
You're basically asking this man to die for you.
And you're also asking him to kill the one person you're bloodbound to.
Luckily, I've got the life boon to leverage if I need it.
Yeah, roll. There
Yeah.
you go. Okay. And this is Benji's. Alright. So, Benji can resist your blood bond, so he's actually thinking better of it and is going to, with his arm melted now, he is going to get the fuck out of there. And he's going to roll a stamina athletics.
Yep.
So, John, what are you doing? Hugh was in melee range of Amber. You're in melee range of Benji. You're kind of separated a little bit, but not by much. He can't really assist you in this role right now.
No. But the plan isn't for Benji, it's for Amber.
Okay.
So, this is going to end up being Oblivion, Arms of Ramon, all focused on Amber. And I'm gonna drag her back and deeper into the shadow.
Okay. Roll a dexterity athletics if you want to dodge.
You're lucky
Yeah,
I'm
I am gonna willpower.
All right.
need 2 successes.
Oh.
Oh. Ooh. Slippery. You are quick and slippery, and he can't get you right now. Not with those arms at range. You're darting a little too quickly, and you're able to get away as quickly as you can.
Her phone!
That all gonna go through.
Yeah, the call is dialing right now.
Velda will pick up immediately. Hello?
John's a fucking traitor. John's a fucking traitor.
What?
And that's it. That's all you can do this turn. Benji is getting the fuck out. He's no longer got really anybody on him right now. Not focused anyway. So he's gonna make a stamina athletics.
I can hunt him down later.
And he's off. Hugh attempts to make a grab for Benji, but he's not within range. He can't grab him. And so what is he gonna do? He is going to attempt to try and catch somebody's eye and compel them to stop. And so Amber, I guess, is not looking in this direction. He might try to catch Benji. And then Benji is going to resist at a +2 since he's not facing that direction. What is that? Intelligence resolve. He's gonna spend willpower. Nope, he catches... Hugh catches Benji's eye, and Benji is frozen in place. Benji has stopped.
I stop hearing the sounds of footsteps behind me. I'm like, fuck. I have to keep going. I have to keep going. I have to get the information out. I need to get out of here. This life boon's coming into effect. I'm sorry, Benji.
John, what do you do?
Can't let Amber escape.
At this range, it's a little difficult to get those arms out there. She's starting to go into streetlights.
I'm too damn hungry right now, but I gotta roll it. I'm gonna rush forward, and I'm going to keep pursuit, and I'm gonna use Arms of Amont to try and close the distance, see if I can trip her up.
Okay. Roll me an arms attack. And Amber, it's still a dexterity plus athletics to dodge.
Yep, that is the wrong button. Not that button. This button. Willpower.
Gotta beat by 2. 50-50 chance. Or no, not even. Ooh.
It's a messy crit.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's a messy crit.
Ah. Gonna make
I
me
am sprinting as fast as my legs can take me.
She unnaturally, John, dodges out of the way. You swear you see fangs as she's docking and dodging. You did not expect that she would be this slippery. How underestimated a filthy Toreador. You see that she darts off unnaturally fast, and it's going to be hard to maintain pace with her.
Yeah, it is gonna be hard. She can't hide in the light all this time. Not moving at that speed. Gonna get somebody's attention she doesn't want.
Hugh simply commands Benji to sit down. And Benji
Okay.
has to try and resist. But he doesn't have a plus at this point because he's
Stuck frozen.
he's stuck frozen right now. Where did that character sheet go? I must have closed it on accident. Oops. No, Benji sits down. Benji is under Hugh's spell.
So at this point, I'm gonna have to pursue Amber because one way or another, if I recall, she's the one, or no, it was Benji with the keys. So, either way, I'm going to end up pursuing full tilt. She might have a chance in the light, but she can't stay in the light forever.
Amber, he's hot in pursuit. He's going to follow you. And you're running.
Yep, I'm still on the phone. And Velda, because I'm still on the phone to you, there's this growl, this primal growl in Amber's voice. He's got Benji, he's like fucking behind me. fucking traitor. And not only that, I think my sire is too. I need immediate pickup from the church.
On my way.
Amber, you know that anywhere in San Antonio is going to be at least a 10-minute drive.
Yeah. I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to have to do this.
You think you can get away from me, kid?
Amber is going to keep running.
Mm-hmm.
And as she is, there's this scream at the top of her lungs of, "Fuck you, you traitorous cur!"
And you're still just running? Okay.
I'm running. It's all I've got.
To a chase.
Both of y'all make me a stamina athletics.
Not my strongest suit.
Amber, you have at least 2 turns head start on John.
Ooh.
So he's going to have to make 2 successes at least to catch up to you.
I'm rolling. I'm rising for a blood surge. For this, getting hungrier.
Or 2 rolls at a success to catch up with you.
Yeah. So you said stamina athletics?
Stamina athletics.
Be thankful for Derek Dice right now. That's 1.
Well, she's beat you. She's maintaining pace. You're not catching up to her at all.
Yeah. Is she running onto the street?
Yep, and there's plenty of streetlights.
Okay. Has any cars stopped to try not run her over just yet?
It's fairly not busy on this road, but you know that there's a major intersection coming up.
I'll chase her right to it.
Amber, you would know this as well, being a native of San Antonio, more or less. And so,
Would I know if there's any alleyways that I might be able to take him off my trail?
give me a wits awareness at a -1 for another action this turn. Because this is while you're running, and while you're shouting at Velda.
Yep, shouting at Velda and at John. Yep, so wits awareness at a -1. Sure.
Yep.
I don't expect there to be any great rolls. Well, 2 is not bad, actually.
You know there's alleyways, but they don't go deep, and they don't go far, and they're not that dark.
Fine. Major intersection coming up. There will be people.
Yep.
A plan has formed.
Alright. Next round, both of y'all make stamina athletics.
Just while this is happening,
Mm-hmm.
Velda is actually going to let Urien know what's going on.
Shit.
It's a failure. She's still maintaining ahead of you. You're losing ground, John.
Is there a nearby car?
High or low?
Hi.
No. Street's
All
empty.
right. Guess I gotta get to the intersection.
Alright. And Velda, you're talking to Urien?
Yeah, she's going to say John's a traitor and the other two are in deep trouble.
Expect the thin blood support. Along with my child.
They're at the church.
I don't care if they're in the pits of hell. I end up gesturing, and they know what to end up doing, or at the very least, they'll end up following Velda.
And Urien and Velda gather everyone together, and off screen, they make their way towards Bjor's domain. Amber, the phone is hung up, and Velda has gotten to work on getting people together in order to come and help you. What do you do next?
Now I need to buy time. I'm gonna have to throw mortals in the way. That's gonna be fun. How far am I away from that major intersection?
Probably 50 feet. It's a major road
okay.
coming up, yeah.
Yep. Do I see people?
There's plenty of cars going across the street. As far as individuals out this late, make another wits plus awareness.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There are a couple people walking down the street, coming towards the crosswalk on the other side.
Right. I am going... All I can do is sprint full bore, pop ore, and start screaming the big R word. And then I'm being chased. I need to call attention. I need to slow him down. And unfortunately, I gotta throw these fuckers in his way to do it.
Give me a manipulation plus persuasion plus awe.
Happily.
Persuasion or subterfuge? This is technically a subterfuge roll.
Oh, I guess subterfuge, yeah.
Not that it changes anything. I think it's like a 32 dice pool for Amber.
Yep. Would you still allow the ore bonus or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a critical success for 7.
Ooh. They are absolutely on your side. They want to help. They start waving you towards them. And one of them starts to dial 911, you can see.
Am I close enough to get they're watching me, obviously, right?
They can see her coming towards them. You quite a distance away, not quite a distance, but a distance away. And they assume that the person running at her is the one that they're going to call the cops on.
Don't much matter. Hooded figure in street light ain't gonna matter much. But I am going to end up charging forward. I am not gonna stop.
Stamina.
John's not gonna stop.
Stamina athletics, John. Amber, make also another stamina athletics.
Yep.
But at a -1
there-
because you're doing that again. You're doing a second action this turn.
There is a second action I'd actually like to pull off if I'm within eyesight of these individuals.
I'm gonna try and blood surge to negate the modifier. No, I get hungrier.
Hungry, Amber. What hungry are you at, Amber?
3.
Any more and you're gonna start bleeding.
Bleeding. Yeah. No, I need to get away from him. I need to get away. 2, I'm gonna willpower. Running low on willpower 2. But Amber's entire thought is, I need to get away from this guy. And that'll be.
Nice.
Alright. She's still...
Am I in range to be able to get in contact with one of them? Like eyesight? It's a fair distance, but I'm trying to gauge because I think I got a play here. That
Eyesight or eye contact?
Eye contact.
Eye contact requires you to be in fairly close range.
Alright.
And no, you're not at that distance yet. You would know maximum probably 15 feet would be effective.
Shit. Just gonna get away. Fuck. Alright. Well, then I gotta just keep chasing. But she is quick. Gotta give it to that. I mean, gotta give her that.
Amber, you're at the crosswalk now, at the edge of the street. Are you gonna run across the street?
What's the timing on the lights?
You're not seeing them start to count down yet, so...
Yep, I'm sprinting across the street.
Into traffic?
Is traffic currently flowing at the moment?
Traffic is currently flowing.
Oh, shit. No. I will say that I'm gonna move further down the street and wait for traffic to stop, so that I can cross the road safely. Because I do not want to get hit by a car.
That's another stamina athletics for both of you. John, you do see her dart off to the right. Out of sight.
Okay. She's gonna get out of here. I need to change this game.
Yep, you're losing ground again.
Yeah.
She could be long gone by the time you get around that corner.
Yeah. The one that... Would it be accurate to say I've caught up to the people, at least?
The people are on the other side of the street.
Okay.
Opposite this side. And so
okay.
you're...
So they're not in between us. They're off to the side.
They're off to the side. And so
okay.
you're probably about 50 feet from the crosswalk now.
Fuck. Got options, but none I want to end up using right now. Alright.
What do you do, John?
I gotta keep going. I don't have a choice in it.
Okay.
Gotta get
Amber,
my
what do you
mitts
intend to do?
I need to keep going until traffic stops.
Okay. Ooh, high or low?
Hi. Nope.
It's gonna be a little bit still.
Yep.
So another stamina athletics.
Yep. It's one failed dice roll. Still enough.
John, you're at the crosswalk, but you can see that she's got at least 100 feet on you now.
Alright. Okay, well, if that's the case, I start running, but I'm keeping an eye on what kind of traffic. I'm looking at something that's big enough to haul ass. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've picked the litter at this, given the fact that it's so busy she won't jump through traffic.
Yeah.
Alright.
You can, if you want to spend a turn taking a vehicle, then
Oh,
I'll
I
allow
will.
it.
I will definitely do that. I am literally going to jump into the windshield, bust it open, kick out the driver, and just take advantage of the situation.
Okay. During that phase, Amber, your run is only going to get you another 60 feet before John is it. John has that car now. He can quickly close that distance with that car.
So, what do you figure? Strength athletics, strength brawl, strength drive?
Given that you have potence popped, it's not hard at all. It's not a hard roll. You just have it.
Yeah, so you end up seeing him, rather than running towards you, he literally somehow times the jump, kicks through the side, or through the shield, landing into the next person, and all you see is the body roll out of the street with no issue, while he just grabs hold of the wheel, pulls the driver's side door shut, and he starts driving.
I will say for that, you are going to take 1 point of superficial damage.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Amber, what do you do?
Okay, so I've seen him do this. Running, I know, is now pretty much a futile effort. Can I see if there's any police officers around? Like, is there anyone on patrol?
Make me a wits plus awareness. It's pretty high difficulty since they don't patrol nearly that heavily. No.
Okay.
There's no one nearby. Those
Which
people are
which
still
side of the-
following
which
you
side of
though. From the other side, the people that you flagged down are still following on their side of the street, but they're starting to get winded.
Yeah. She turns and she's just like, just jacked a car. What side of the road am I on? Am I on the side of the road that I might be able to?
Might be able to.
That I might be able to get on a car that's running away from John, like going in the opposite direction to John,
No.
as in basically driving away, or am I?
So
or
you're
would I
both
be going towards him?
you're both on the right hand side of the road, going in the direction of traffic.
Right hand side and in the direction of traffic. That's actually fine.
Traffic is
That's
going
actually...
away from you, like going in the
traffic
same.
is good.
It's going in the same direction as you are.
Okay. How fast is it going?
35 miles per hour.
Oh, it's like 50, 60 Ks. I'm sorry I'm taking so long. I need to think.
It's okay. It's okay. You're trying to deal with a more experienced, physically combative kindred. I don't expect this to be easy. But
I need to ask, what would the base difficulty be to basically catch one of these cars, basically jump on top?
That would be a strength athletics difficulty 4. Because you have to maintain, you would have to maintain your hold on that car more than you would have to do anything else.
Yep. All right. Okay. Or I can't guarantee success on that. Shit. Okay. My plan is going to be this. If he's taken a car, I need to get to a place where he can't use the car.
Alright, where do you go?
Alright. There's got to be an alleyway on my right, yeah?
Yeah.
Is there one with a fire escape?
High or low?
High.
No.
Oh shit. And I don't have the ability to do that. Alright. Okay then. So my how long is it gonna take for John to catch up to me if I run the extra 60 feet?
He's just shoving the driver out of the car now at speed. So he's going to have to settle in for a second and then step on the gas, but that's not going to take long. That's one turn.
It's one turn. So I've got, if I do just continue to run, I've got one more turn of reprieve.
Mm-hmm. Which, if you both are just going to move during that turn, you can just... We'll skip that. And he would be on you. So what do you do before
Okay.
that?
What do I do before that? So he's going to be on me next turn?
He is going to be on you if you are just moving this turn.
I am going to just move. How far is it the distance away from the road to the sidewalk? Like the road to the edge of the sidewalk, to the building edge, sorry.
How wide is the sidewalk? Probably 6 feet.
6 feet. Okay. I'm gonna continue moving, waiting for John to step on the gas. I want John to gain speed. A lot of speed.
Okay. And what do you intend to do?
And once he's gained a lot of speed and is trying to come for me, because I'm guessing that's what's gonna happen, because he's not gonna stop the car.
Oh no. John's gonna run her down.
As soon as I see him even remotely begin to come for me, I'm gonna change directions and run back in the opposite direction. I can change directions quickly. He can't.
All right.
He has a turning circle. I do not.
Then, John, it is a dexterity plus drive to stay on course. Amber, it is a dexterity plus athletics to dodge and move in the opposite direction. Winner takes it.
Yep. Do I have a way of? I know I should have called this before I rolled. Truly, I should have. But would you allow a blood surge to add a +1?
Are you going to risk bleeding
I'm gonna risk bleeding.
in front of people?
Yep. I can't die. I can't die here.
Okay. Then I will allow a blood surge.
Feel the bells. Oh.
Still gotta pass the check.
Then, yeah.
I need one success.
Yep, because
10 would be
John's
wonderful, but I need one success.
the attacker. Yep.
Got it. Oh god.
You're able to quickly dodge out of the way. John is playing chicken with you, but you quickly spin yourself around and start darting in the other direction. John, you start careening into the sidewalk and are heading straight for a telephone pole. It's a dex drive to avoid it.
Alright.
Difficulty 2.
I'll see if I can drift this thing to reverse course. Maybe the back will clip the telephone pole, but get me in the right direction.
That's a difficulty 4 if you want to drift.
Yeah, I'll just say I've taken the turn. No avoid. Gotta turn this bucket around.
Yep.
Run, Amber! I haven't had this much fun in years!
Amber, what do you do?
Oh. I don't hear a resounding crash of him into the telephone pole.
Nope.
I'm gonna
You
swear.
hear brakes slamming. Actually, with traffic oncoming, John, are you continuing in that same direction, or are you reverse
No,
course?
I'm reversing course because right now, I'm gonna end up driving on the sidewalk. She's got a lot less room to maneuver. She can take her chances with oncoming traffic, or she can take her chances with me.
Okie dokie. Then you are taking your next turn to U-turn.
Yep.
Amber, what do you do?
U-turning. I'm now going against the grain of traffic. Has it stopped at all? Has it been enough time?
Traffic is starting to stop behind John because he slammed on the brakes. So there's a brake on that side of the traffic at least.
Shit.
And you can try and make a dash for it for the oncoming the rest of the traffic. But they're kind of starting to slow down, seeing that a quote car accidents happened.
They're starting to slow down.
Opposing traffic is starting to slow down a little bit. The oncoming traffic is slowed to an almost crawl in an instant.
Okay. I'm gonna take my chances with the traffic.
All right, that's gonna be a dexterity and athletics, but this is going to be a difficulty 4 to avoid all damage.
All right.
Each degree of failure under that is a point of superficial damage. Not halved.
Yeah. Yep. Ready. I am going to spend a point of willpower.
That'll put you at 3 or more if you crit.
I'm hoping that there's a crit there.
No, I'm taking 2 superficial.
2 superficial.
Believe it or not, lethality, I'm rooting for you right now.
Yeah. I've been probably clipped a couple of times. Probably gonna be massive bruises later.
Yep. You start running across the stopped traffic, and then you start going for a gap in the opposing traffic, but one car doesn't stop nearly fast enough, and you start careening over it, but you start to dash again, and it clips you good in the face and in the right side of your arm.
There's a deep growl from Amber as the pain racks through her body, but she doesn't stop. She's being driven by nothing but I must survive. I need to get back to Velda and Urien. I must survive. And she's just gonna keep running because now he's got to battle traffic. He's drawn attention to himself. And that rolling over the car probably wasn't enough to even stop a regular human. Really.
John, high or low?
Hi.
You don't hear sirens yet.
All right. If that's the case, then, if I understand this, oncoming traffic, I'm on the sidewalk. She's on the other side, and is currently running across the other lanes to get to the other side of the road. Correct?
She's already on the other side and on the sidewalk opposing you now.
All right. Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna plow through the traffic. I am literally going to hit the bumper of one car and the front of another. I'm going to peel them right out into the other side. I am going to purposely plow through them to end up getting towards Amber. Amber cannot escape.
A direct line? Okay. That's gonna be a... I'm gonna say strength and drive. And we're gonna pretend that your strength is the strength of the car.
Okay. Wow. You lucky.
Yeah.
You lucky.
You can't peel them apart. There's a big old truck that's got some heavy lift and giant tires that will not budge.
At this point, John curses. He starts hitting the wheel. Amber, you could probably hear this rage. I'm not sure if you want to stop the look.
Nope.
All you need to know is that everything gets very dark around there. Very dark.
Nope. I'm gonna go around the corner, and I need to attempt to lose him. I'm gonna go around the corner, get out of his sight.
You've lost his sight, but what do you do to maintain it?
Maintain the distance.
Maintain distance, hide. What do you do?
Am I currently? Which direction am I traveling?
You are traveling. You're traveling in the same direction you were going when you first started running.
Just ask me which way that is. Is that back towards Sanctuary or?
If that's back towards Sanctuary, if that's where you're going, that's where you're going.
Yep. I'm gonna continue to put distance between me and John because I don't know how long that little accident he's had is gonna
hold him.
He's gonna hold him.
Okay.
I'm gonna maintain my distance and I need to put in another call to Velda.
And so far as you know, he's caught up. He stopped.
Yep. But I'm not giving him a chance. I'm not stopping. I'm not giving him a chance to even try and catch up. I want to put as much distance between me and him as possible, and hopefully get in contact with Amber and Urien. Sorry, Velda and Urien, my apologies.
Yep, you can give them a call.
Yep, I'm giving Velda a call. Got her on speed dial.
Velda, you're getting a call from Amber.
Velda answers with the headset because she's on her bike. She's like, speak quickly.
It's like, heading south back towards Sanctuary. Motherfucking carjack, dude.
Okay. We're on our way. We're headed for the church.
That sounds just fine to me.
Given the timing, like the timing of how long it's been, like in chase from John.
It's been a couple of minutes. That's really it.
Yep. Would I know if their route would take them on this road that I'm on currently?
You can give them the street name and they'd probably easily be able to find it.
Yeah, I'll probably give them the street name.
Okay.
Because I can't do this on my own. I'm running out of resources, man. I gotta get out of here.
I guess Velda's gonna take a sharp turn and she's gonna head in the direction of Amber.
All right. And so...
And Velda is on her bike, so she can get through narrow spaces.
So, given some time, the three of you are able to meet up.
Yep.
And you are now present with each other.
As they meet up, both Velda and Urien would see that Amber is in a state of disarray. If she's kind of panting, even though she doesn't need to be. She doesn't, feel exertion and physical strength like that anymore. But it's kind of just a habit, and you would be able to figure that given her kind of must state that if she could still, she'd probably be dripping in sweat. And even with that exertion, the only thing that's on her face right now is pure rage.
You need to get you somewhere safe. Where's Benji?
You got Benji.
Fuck.
They took him out. They took him out first. I had to run. I couldn't save him. I'm physically no match for two kindred like that.
It would seem you have outlived your usefulness.
I'm not done yet.
You are
I'm
done
gonna-
for this evening.
For this evening? Sure. I'll concede that. But I'm gonna make him choke on his own fucking vitae. If it's the last thing I do.
Let's get you. Does John know where your haven lies?
John wouldn't know where her haven is. But Amber is
Velda never
gonna
told him.
Amber is gonna shake her head. Something that Hugh said. Said his child and was referring to me. We need to go back to somewhere else that he's not aware of. Because I think my sires are treated too.
Urien places a hand on her shoulder. Let me take you someplace safe.
She just nods, kind of like a child who's been wounded and is, in that, sulky and in pain kind of way. Like, it's very obvious she's even with her normally impeccable composure that it took everything she had to get away from him.
Amber, quick question. What does your sire run a domain?
Yeah, he does.
Which domain?
And she would say which one it is.
It's Uptown.
Yeah, Uptown. He runs Uptown.
Urien
course.
shakes his head a bit and looks to Velda. As I said, multiple players.
Indeed.
Let's go.
And we need to get out of here.
Urien, where do you take her?
The only place I know that has not been infiltrated. The one place that I have left. Take her to my true home, where my heart lies.
And you take her home.
I make the point to introduce her to our dearest Randolph, saying that we may have a few guests. The kind man.
Randolph seems pleased to be having additional guests. He apologizes that there aren't any real additional rooms, but
It's quite alright. I will rearrange the arrangements, Randolph.
alright. You do as you please. I'm just happy to have you guys here.
He places his hand on Randolph's shoulder, and the man wears enough clothes he doesn't blush a light, nor does he really need to hide much, but he pats him on the shoulder nevertheless.
You
And
kids need something to eat?
I'm alright, I just need some rest.
the lady
No.
is quite exhausted, and I will see them to sleeping quarters.
Suit yourself. And he goes back to a room.
What a kindly gentleman. If only more kind were as such.
He seems sweet. Velda would actually hesitate at the entrance to the place.
Well, let me show you to you. He stops and looks at Velda. I would like to roll is this a block potentially?
Give me a wits occult. Potentially. She's not moving. Not currently.
Velda, I bid you
Yes.
welcome and enter my home in safety, gratitude, respect.
Thank you. And she steps over the threshold. Assuming she can.
Yep. You are welcomed into the home. And when all of you walk in, you do see an individual at the top of the stairs who looks a little bit concerned. Baggy clothes, black hair, pale.
My dearest Em,
Oh, okay. Hi, Amber. Hi, Urien.
Velda, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
their havens were compromised,
Oh,
and I would not leave them. I am sure you understand.
fair enough. Yeah, Velda, you're the one that Urien said was new.
Yes.
I'm
I brought her on board.
It's nice to meet you, Em.
Oh, we don't have very many rooms, but
It's quite alright, Em. I will make arrangements.
I mean, I'm free to sleep anywhere, really.
No. You may... I am not going to ask you to be a bunkmate with anyone. Ladies, please come this way. He starts to walk up the stairs, and he will open the rooms to him and Benji. He lets Amber take Benji's room. I am sure, given his debt to you.
Ember does have a room here. Actually, yeah.
Amber does have a room. So Velda could take Benji's room.
Yes, I guess that would be appropriate.
Doesn't rest well with me, leaving him behind.
A lot more of us are going to become ash before this is all over, Velda. That is the truth comes to ruling. Your grandsire knew this well.
Indeed.
Benji's gone?
For now. For now, Em.
No, he can't be gone. He can't be gone. It's not right. It's not right.
You don't know for certain if he is.
No, that's not how it's supposed to go.
And as Amber hears M talking like that, she kinda slowly brings her hand up to her eyes, basically covering them from view.
Urien takes hold of Em's shoulder, starts to walk her to the room. Turning his head over his shoulder, he looks to Velda and Ember. It is suggested that you rest. I fear I must walk back onto the stage again.
I apologize, Urien. Things did not go to plan.
They rarely do. He walks her back into her room. Closes the door.
It's not right, Marius.
He drops to his knees. Clean her hands.
And she just drops to her knees and wraps her arms around you.
I should have seen it coming. I didn't. And now I may have lost Benji. I've lost Wolf. I'm losing them. Because I'm trying to be something I'm not. How much must he end up enduring to lose? To play the role I was never meant to play? How much more will it cost them?
It wasn't supposed to go like that.
I'm ashamed. Benji was a pupil, and he was stern. But I thought he would be by my side for 100 years more. And now he, not more than a babe, was snuffed out in a cradle of San Antonio.
No. No, don't talk like that. No, you have to find him, Marius. Find him. Find him. Don't let it be like this. Don't let it be like this, please.
You will end up demanding that I am giving you up for Benji's sake. Not allow it.
It's because of me.
It's because of you. And I will make them pay for what they have done to you. To Benji. All of them. I'll be sure to let Velda and Ember have their pound of flesh. Just think. Pathetic Baron. Tonight, we rest. Prepare for fresh air. Be prepared. Near danger. I need you to be brave at my side.
Oh, okay. If I have you beside me, I can face anything.
And with you in mind, I will end up making them reap the whirlwind.
The hurricane. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
So do you hate me yet?
No, no, I don't. But
Oh my god.
I will note though.
I tried to warn you.
I am gonna note though, just as a very quick thought, I actually have a scene that I'd like to do, either next session or we can do it off stream.
I have a scene Velda would like to do with Amber as well.
Of course.
And Amber also has a scene that she would like to do with. There's two, but one can be put on the back burner until such time as things cool down a little.
I think we're gonna need a rest and recoup and a reorient
Yeah.
the scene after this, because this was a
Yeah.
grand reveal. Do you have any idea on how hard it's been to like keep my mouth shut through this entire thing?
Next
Oh
session.
my god.
Next session, we are going to pick up same night. So any scenes that you want to do, we're going to we can do off stream and do a vignette, and if you guys want to do that later this week, because I know that you guys are on a time crunch. Otherwise, we could do that now.
Let them do it now if they have the time.
If you have time,
Yeah,
I know that you
got the
guys.
time.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right,
Got the time.
part 2.
So session isn't ending just yet. You guys get some extras.
Feel free.
Velda
Velda wants to
moves to sit Amber down as Amber covers her eyes. And she rests on her heels, on her knees in front of Amber. She says, "What happened? Start to end. Don't leave any details out."
Did the markings. Figured that Hugh would be at the church. Of course, we thought that John was on our side. So we figured, make things a little more comfortable so that he could take out Hugh. Give us the best possible chance, you know? Benji went up to the door. Hugh came out. John, Benji, we started talking with you. There was a mention of, did you have to bring his child along? And you were referring to me.
Are you
At
sure they
least
were
I
referring
think.
to you?
I'm sure they were referring to me, considering it was followed up with a she, and I was the only female there.
Hmm.
And then John did something to Benji's arm. It melted, like it was nothing. This is it's kind of like whisper shouting. And then we both started to run. I think Benji got caught with a command and got stuck, but I couldn't save him. I had to run. And that's when I called you and told you, and I ran as fast and as hard as I could. I pushed my body to its limits.
I'm glad you at least got out.
I'm at the point that if I get any hungrier, I'm gonna start bleeding.
We'll organize something. I'll go out and get something, maybe.
And a car clipped me too. That fucking hurts.
I bet.
I had to jump through traffic. Motherfucker tried to carjack the dude. Tried to run me down on the fucking sidewalk.
He probably figured you would survive.
Yeah, I know. I managed to
How
dodge
does...
it. I managed to use my speed and flexibility to get away from him.
How does Benji hold up under torture?
He's a tough cookie. I mean, remember what Urien did to him?
I do.
But
It would be better if he talked.
he's beginning to shake, and whether it's because of sadness or rage, it's not sure, but it's probably better to assume both.
Don't let it cloud your vision. Focus.
I know. I just...
It would make no sense to take him out. Not right now. Although they might, simply because he's stubborn. Simply because of how much he can take.
John is... With what he did to Benji's arm, I don't know what else he's capable of.
That was the problem with John. He wanted us all to give him everything. Refused to give anything of himself, truly. When he started offering help, I was a little confused. Especially when he started saying he was using his contacts. The night that Baron Delgado went missing, John had laid bait out. I'm wondering if this wasn't all part of the plan.
At the very least, it means that I was right in that Dr. Anderson is an enemy.
Indeed you were. This is all so much. So now the question is, what's the next step?
I don't know.
Benji would be good bait.
Yeah, Ray would. And I think that we're gonna walk straight into a trap.
But we're gonna walk into that trap knowing it's a trap. So, we should be ready.
Hmm.
What do we know about John?
Chicago. Clan La Sombra.
What is La
Darkness.
Sombra capable of?
Darkness is his friend. Light is his enemy.
Beware
So we
the
catch
dark.
him in the light. Beware the dark.
Sounds so
I
fucking.
heard that before you left. That's why I told you to watch the shadows.
I did, but I didn't watch him close enough.
I wish I had a tweaked sooner. For all of us.
I do have someone I need to go talk to. Not now, but later.
Who?
Isabella.
She won't be happy.
No. She needs to know.
I think they may have chosen the wrong target.
That's the one thing. One of the many things that I want to keep over these animals. That we respect our own.
Of course.
But
Think. Why haven't they stepped onto Batista's turf?
they're either afraid of her, or they're working for her. But dozens have died, yet here we are.
More death is coming. I've no fear of that.
No, that is but an inevitability. And even the smallest wins that we gain are but icing on this cake of death that we find ourselves baked into.
Do you have a contact for Clovis?
I do.
Tell him to
going-
run. Because if he's there,
Amber is going to actually make a call to Clovis right now.
You go through the standard procedure, and he does answer the phone. Hello?
Clovis.
Ah, Miss Dupree. Is there something I can help you with?
We're done for, Clovis. We've been betrayed.
Amber, would you pass me the phone?
And Amber would hold up a hand.
Betrayed.
I'm 99.9% sure that Anderson is Camarilla.
Anderson.
Yes. Hugh has taken Benji. They had a mole within our coterie that we didn't realize until it was too late. I barely got away. I think he might be coming for you next. That's why he let us get away, Velda and I. Because he knew. He planted a mole within our midst. And he knew.
What of our dear friend?
Not different.
Our dear friend. Is she alright?
Different. She's safe.
Then I will stand my ground.
Thanking you.
May I speak with Clovis?
Velda wishes to speak with you.
Alright.
And Amber would hand the phone to Velda.
Clovis, do you have a map handy?
Not on me? No. That would take some time to get.
Okay. Well, in which case, listen. Our mole took out Dren, I'm sure of it. With that being said, the Ventru from Castle Hills have gone missing. You have a spy within your own midst with Dr. Anderson. The Northwest Territory is gone, and we've found out that downtown is also...
Uptown.
Uptown is also gone.
That's quite a swath.
Watch your back. It cuts directly through the city. It borders Batista. I am to understand that you don't want Hugh here any more than we do.
Not at all.
Which makes you a target.
I know
Which makes
this.
you difficult to deal with.
Have a few tricks up my sleeve.
Just please be careful. We don't know who's friend or who's foe.
We can't stop pointing fingers now.
No, I'm not. Because I don't know who's who, or what's what, what's up or what's down. Only that swath that's been cut through the city, that's accurate.
Fair enough. I will stay vigilant,
Thank you.
but I'm not going anywhere.
Can we count on you as an ally then?
Always could.
In which case, you will be hearing from us in future.
I look
Stay
forward
safe,
to it.
Clovis. And Velda will hand the phone back to Amber.
She's not wrong. Things are remarkably unpleasant at the moment.
Chin up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try.
Because the moment they see that you are weak, they will viciously attack you. I should know.
It took everything I had to get away from him tonight.
And it took me quite a lot to get away from them before.
Yeah. But we'll speak to you soon, Clovis.
Have a pleasant night. Rest of it anyway.
I'll try. But Clovis,
Yes.
good luck.
You too. Send Baron
Okay,
Doyle
well,
my
thank-
regards.
Sure. I shall do as such. And she hangs up the phone. This would be when Amber stands up. she goes to knock on M's door.
And she's... It takes her a second, and she answers, yes.
It's me. Can I come in?
And Urien, you'd see that she wipes some bloody tears from her eyes and kind of straightens herself up and kind of stands and goes to the door. Yes.
M would receive a hug from Mamba.
She pauses for a second, a little taken aback, but wraps her arms around you.
M,
Yes, Amber?
I may not spend as much time with you as Urien does, but you know that I treasure you too, right?
I know.
Glad that you know that. I want you to never forget that.
You're busy. I get it. Everybody's always so busy, but it's okay.
Rose can't stop to smell their own namesake, huh? But I wanted to let you know that,
I appreciate that,
So
Amber.
so that you never forget it.
I'm sorry.
Urien,
Urien
There is
has not moved. He's still in that kneeling position on the floor. His head bowed down.
there is something important that we need to discuss.
Of course. He brings himself slowly to his standing position. Starts to walk towards the door. Gives him a glance and passes through. And gives her a nod. As he moves to a place more quiet. A place where he can hear. And
Yep. And Amber would also turn to Velda at this stage. I must apologize, Velda, but this conversation that Urien and I have needs to be in private.
Velda would have stayed in the room. She wouldn't have followed.
I shouldn't have followed. Okay.
No. But while this is happening, Velda would like to focus on that little gut feeling that she had. And she'd like to see if she can't pursue that further.
Okay. Quickly give me a premonition roll. And then arouse.
Roll then rouse.
Yep. Because the hunger takes place after the roll. Velda, you see a man. You close your eyes, and it goes black for a moment. But when you focus and you open your mind, you see a man, alabaster, roses in his pockets, a shadow long and dark. And it seems that there are a few ghosts and a judge behind him. Scales tipping back and forth. but your mind keeps focusing on beware the dark. And that shadow just seems to loom like hair blowing in the wind. Long, black, colorless hair. And it's gone.
Mm. Interesting.
Amber, you're
She's
now...
gonna
Oh, go ahead.
she's gonna settle into sketching some of the imagery that she saw.
Fair enough. Amber, do you take M into the room with you, or do you leave her in her own room?
M can come too.
M doesn't leave Urien's side.
So, this conversation is twofold. One with some good news, and the other with a question. I'll start with the first. I just had a little finish getting off the phone with Clovis, warning him about what had happened with you, and to warn him about the fact that Anderson might be coming for his head, given the frightening pattern we've seen through the domains. An official decision has been made on the barony.
They said yes.
They did.
Now I'm not so sure.
It'll be a pleasure to serve you, Baron Doyle.
He looks towards him. It's that question. The obvious one. He's tired. What should he tell this frightened child who's been betrayed? Would she know exactly who she pledges to?
A second. Yes, I have a question.
Ask your
Regard-
question.
Regarding Galvin.
Regarding Galvin.
Yeah. When you were talking of him earlier tonight, you displayed a very interesting set of characteristics that I don't think I've ever seen you display before. It seemed very out of character for you to be so obviously selective with your words, which leaves me to believe that you know quite a large amount more than you let on. You said that there would be no secrets in this coterie, and so I must ask you. Do you know do you know it?
Urien,
Before I am.
Urien, you feel that M kind of interlocks her arm with yours. She doesn't really look at you, she just looks at Amber. But she's there leaning against your side. Perhaps to give you a signal saying your choice.
Is this an answer you truly wish to know? Amber Dupree, Clan Theodore.
Yes. And you have my word that there will be no judgment, no matter what the answer you come out with is.
The truth is, a man named Urien Doyle, an anarch Jackson, a pathetic, thin-blooded Tremere, was a part of a small group. This coterie, this gang, along with several others, managed to storm the haven of Marius Calhoun. Urien was the heir responsible, along with several, of killing this prince. This much you know. What you do not know is Urien Doyle sealed his fate when he chose to drain my vitae, my soul. He underestimated the strength of his own elders. Upon that, I, Prince Marius Calhoun Jackson, was consumed by the anarch Urien Doyle, and I in turn consumed him. He destroyed, along with his gang, everything I ever loved, everything I ever felt for, everything I have ever known. And each night I wake, looking at the face of the man who stole my life, who stole my Liliana, tried to kill my best friend, Theodore Galvin.
On this revelation, Amber's eyes go wide for a moment, but she doesn't make any move to do anything hostile or leave or anything, no. Instead, her eyes close, and even given the events of tonight, a look of serenity crosses her face. See. Would you like to know what I think?
I imagine soon the rest of the Baron know, and I will not wake.
No. What I think is that upon my sight, I see a man who has gone through many hardships in the name of the things that he cares about, the things that he loves. My opinion, quite frankly, is that that fateful night in Jackson, there were 2 deaths. Prince, who was seen as a, I couldn't say, but I'm sure someone in that city saw him as a tyrant, as a dictator. And an upstart, thin-blooded Tremere who bit off more than he could chew. You may bear the soul of one, and from what I've known, the name and body of another. But to me, you are neither of those things. You are neither the prince deposed, or the thin-blooded Tremere seen, I'm sure, as a war hero. No. What I see is a man, one of very few that I would say that I would stand beside. I see a man who, on his order, I would happily march into the mouth of hell. And that it brings me great peace that I would know him truly.
Then you would know that you're the man before you is not a strong one, but a broken one, whose strength simply comes from those around, both in blood and in spirit. The sad truth of it is, Amber Dupree, Clantoriador. I only know one true way to rule. The more I try to separate myself from it, the more lives it costs. I fear it's already cost too much to try and be something I am not.
And I would help you be your true self. To act truly. It may sound strange coming from me, but my belief is that greeds of others should not get in the way of achieving one's dreams. I know we have had major anti-Camarilla sentiment in the group, and right now one could assume that I hate the Camarilla for the things that they have taken from me. This isn't the case. I do not hate the Camarilla. I hate those who performed the actions under its name. I hate those who think that they the right to do what it is that they have done simply upon the basis of what side of the fence they decide to sit on. That is what I hate. So, I guarantee to you that I bear no ill will, and that I am glad to know the man that I would stand beside as we stare down what I could only call the abyss. If things were more optimal, maybe I'd give some sort of spiel about, you have a chance that no one else does. An attempt to eternally reinvent yourself in whatever way you see fit. But no. That is for when the things we care about are not on the precipice of being destroyed, being taken from us. In that, you and I know one another on an intimate level. We will take back what is ours. And regardless of who you were, I will stand by your side, happily.
Be me Baron or Prince.
Be you Baron, Prince, or any other title.
What's in a name, huh?
Exactly.
We cannot choose to change who we are. And this is a truth they've known quite some time. That may be relearning. It looks back to him. If you are agreeing to this, Emperor, I will teach you how to go to war. But I will teach you in a way that is very unfitting, Anarch. I will teach you to fight fire with fire. And I will teach you a method that is a razor's edge. One misstep will cut you in twain. But if you succeed, perhaps you will not be a burden I carry now. If that's what you want.
It's always been my philosophy that I will take as I wish or I will die trying. This is no different.
It is in one regard. You will not be taken as you wish. You will be taken as I wish. You are an extension of my will to Clan Toreador. Know this and embrace that. And I will drag you into hell. Through it. And all who choose to follow in tow.
I understand.
We will not be moving slowly. It will be reckless, for we have nothing more to lose. We will be moving swiftly, making measure. No punches pulled. Caution will be to the wind, for we are the whirlwind. A hurricane. In the name of a fallen baron who we hold dear, a rival in my eye. I will use his name to interfere, cutting a swathe through Camarilla. and I will kill my friend.
Em just wraps her arms around you, Urien, and holds you.
Amber would hesitate for a moment, but she would move over and she would embrace the both of them as well.
I'm sorry, Calvin. I'm so sorry. My friend.
I believe that is where we're truly going to end.
Yep.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Today was nuts.
It was fucking nuts.
I think today marks the end of Season 2, and next week we will start Season 3, Hurricane Season.
Ooh.
We're getting on it.
I'm excited.
Congrats, everybody.
Yay!
Do you hate me?
No.
Never.
Not
I
at
don't.
all.
Honestly,
Never.
You played that off
That
so
was
amazingly.
so good. So good.
I was worried because those are always risky, right? To play
Yeah,
the
playing a
infiltrator.
traitor is always hard.
I don't. I'm rooting for Amber, but I can't stop.
Yeah,
I can't.
I wouldn't expect you to. Truly, I would not expect you to.
No punches pulled.
I'm hoping.
No punches pulled. If you're gonna come at me, I want you to come at me raw. There is.
Yeah, I think that at the very
Kinky.
least. I'm hoping at the very least that illustrates like, yeah, if John starts coming at you, run. That's really your only option.
We'll have to find out at some point what happened to Benji. For now,
CoffeeCat,
Mhm.
that is on you.
that is on me.
From this point on, my hands are off the wheel.
Yep. Your hands are off the wheel.
Poor Benji.
Amber feels absolutely fucking terrible, but she basically had to call in her life boon with Benji
Well,
to make him sacrifice himself so that she could escape.
see, Velda actually wasn't expecting them to go take you on right then and there. She was expecting them to set up a trap.
There was a reason John was baiting it.
Yeah.
So, at what point did you know, Moxie? At what point did you know? Oh no!
I've had this deep distrust of John the entire time, but the moment that they started breaking the lights, I was like, "Oh, this is fucked. We're fucked. It's done. We're done." Oh.
I hope everybody in the audience enjoyed that. So.
Yeah. I hope they enjoyed it as much as we did.
You're welcome.
That was wonderful.
Now, I am gonna ask, considering we are starting a new season, are we gonna have a time skip or are we just running straight into it?
That depends. Do you want to have season end vignettes like we did last time, or do you not?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
So I'll go with whatever everybody else wants.
Actually, yeah, that is a good idea because Amber does want to go and talk to Isabella.
Okay. Then next week is season end vignettes, and the following week will be season 3.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Hopefully, we'll be starting at the regular time at 10 p.m. Central, because I had to do my hair. It's very blue. But yeah, Thank you all for playing. Every character that appeared today gets 1 experience.
Yep. I will pop that experience down upon the sheet. Oh.
So, we are going to do our experience. Actually, since it is season end, it is 2 experience.
Woot.
Ooh.
Next week we won't have experience. It's just going to be in character vignettes.
Yeah.
So, who moved our plot?
I hate to be a
Oh.
bastard, but I gotta throw that to John.
Yeah.
John.
He did proactively
God.
make the moves.
Stabbing.
God.
Mother.
I had a feeling that some kind of backstabbing was going to happen with John. I didn't know it 100%, but I figured.
It's kind of like, why'd you have to bring the bitch? Well, I'm
Yeah,
playing.
as soon as she heard that, Amber's mind just went to, "You
Wait, what?
fucking traitor." No, she didn't even go, "Oh wait, what?" It's just once he responded to Hugh in that way, he's just like, "Nah, you fucking."
Yeah,
Well,
Hugh doesn't have the composure to lie, really.
Yeah.
He's
I'll
on.
kill as many people as I have to, as long as you are one of them.
Yes, Vegeta. Although,
That's pretty much what you experienced.
so you know that video you posted earlier, by the way,
Yeah.
in the coterie chat. The really funny fucking thing is that Android 18's abridged actor's first name is Amber.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right.
Who had the best scene?
Ooh, that's a toss-up.
That's
That
a tough
really
one,
is.
I think. Sorry, Velda, you didn't get much in the way of screen time.
That's fine. Honestly, that one, most of that game was the other two, and I'm fine with that. Because Velda's been chasing her own tail for the last few sessions.
I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Amber?
I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring. But the chase scene,
Yes.
Yep.
getting away from John.
Yep.
Just-
I'll give it.
That's a pretty good one. Yep. Amber, you get that.
Sweet. Is it 1 XP?
Yes. For those.
Yeah, just make it sure.
Best line?
I will make them reap the whirlwind.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
hurricane.
Urien gets that hands down. It's it feels like a particularly a line that wouldn't be out of place in Werewolf, truly.
Mm.
It's like we are nature's wrath, and you will fear us.
Well, it doesn't seem we have a very active chat right now, but if chat wants to start putting some votes in for bonus experience,
Yeah, chat end of season, get hyped.
throw that in the chat.
It was such a good session.
I agree. That's
That's how
wholeheartedly.
you do a betrayal right.
I hope you enjoyed it.
I loved it.
Oh yeah, no, I loved it too.
I'll talk afterwards about it because there was something that was on my mind a couple of weeks back that I couldn't say anything.
Mm,
The conversation me and Lethality were having. I'm like, I can't say anything about this.
Oh yeah.
I suppose that means that John is permanently being retired as an NPC. Womp womp.
You got him.
Oh, we just got a Maddie raid
Oh,
Maddie!
Oh, right at the end.
with a party of 27, no less.
welcome
Maddie.
everyone.
Hi guys.
We're
Oh, wow.
we're just finishing up.
Random votes.
Yeah. Audience votes. Who do you like the look of?
So, to explain what you all missed, we're just finishing up. It was revealed that John Bell, the La Sombra in the coterie, was a Camarilla traitor.
Dirty fucking
Took
traitor.
took out a major NPC. Velda barely escaped with her, or not Velda. Amber barely escaped with her life. Amber got a vision and almost ruined it all. And now
No.
all the
Velda
dominoes.
got a vision.
Now all the dominoes are falling at an extremely rapid pace, and it has just been announced that Urien Doyle will be acting Baron in San Antonio's northwest side.
Welcome to the barony, Urien.
Yeah, welcome to the.
And
Yeah,
that's not
welcome to
bad
the
enough.
barony.
Amber had managed to end up getting Urien to confess that he is not actually Urien Doyle, but the diablerized prince of Jackson,
Yep.
who is now
Yeah.
taking on the barony.
Yep. And
Also,
we are going to
love
be
Maddie's
doing.
vote.
Oh, we're going to be
love-
doing season 2 vignettes next week for end of season, and start up the following week, season 3 hurricane season.
Yeah. No, we It was a.
That was
it was a-
intense.
Mm-hmm.
it was a very intense session.
Ooh, it was so
Amber
good.
barely escaped John with her life.
She
Like
did. I was
he was trying
gunning
to
for
yank
her,
her
but
back with the arms, trying to run her down with a car, and she's just running on her feet.
I'm really interested in this alabaster man that she saw in her vision, with roses in his pockets.
well, we'll have to
Well,
find
Brandon
out
got
what
a
that means.
vote for Baron John C. Calhoun.
I'm
So,
not sure what that means, but okay.
so I'm guessing that's just a vote to Derek in general. But I love Maddie's vote, John, because if I don't say his name, he'll punch me. I think.
Well, welcome everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome. Yes, we're
Holy crap.
holy
Oh
crap
my God.
indeed.
Riding high on that one for a little while, won't you?
You all will
Right?
have to rewatch the VOD because Mwah. Mwah.
So
Yeah.
much happened.
so much good happened, and I love it.
But it's looking to be John with 2, Urien with 1.
Ooh.
So I guess
So-
John's already experienced. John, the NPC, has earned the most experience.
Yeah. I will spend it wisely.
Okay.
Oh no.
God,
Easy.
you're giving John more.
Yep.
He
Oh,
doesn't
no.
need more.
You're giving me fuel.
Oh no.
All of your pain is mine.
Oh no.
I love you,
So,
bitches.
hey,
Mm.
with our expenditures,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of spending a bit on my standing within the Anarchs.
Well, so was I. I was going to spend 3 to end up bringing myself up to status 2.
For Urien?
Yep.
Status 2 is definitely there.
I
That's
was
justified.
gonna spend 3 to bring me up to status 1.
I think maybe their lineage reveal, now that it's had time to circulate,
Yep.
definitely something.
Yeah, I would say so.
Um.
That's justified.
Well, that, and she's been running around talking to all the barons, and she's part of Urien's group now, and
Mm.
yeah, she's getting around.
Is she officially flipping sides?
Who, Velda?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Is she no longer gonna be a constituent of Batista's domain?
Not yet.
She hasn't flipped yet.
Hmm.
I am. I think, just as a thing, I think I fulfilled my desire this session.
What was your desire?
It was gathering Urien's insight on the hospital matter, which Amber did ask Urien about regarding
It's
Dr.
true.
Anderson.
It's true. Very true. Velda, Urien,
Hmm?
did you fulfill desires or work toward ambition today?
Good question.
I did not, but that's because Urien wasn't the main person I was going to play today.
Hmm.
No, I did not.
Sorry, I'm filling water real quick because I am thirsty.
Yes.
That's alright.
You thirsty ho, you.
I am.
But, I do have an oh, actually, do I?
Do you?
I do have an expenditure,
Hmm.
but it's going to depend on next session
Hmm.
during the vignette.
Okay. Yeah, you can save it. That's fine.
Just because I'll tell you what I'm gonna aim to do off stream.
Okay. Cool beans. Well, that about does it for us today. All of you lovely people. We will be back, hopefully, barring any technical difficulties that I may experience. We will have an art stream this week. Once I figure out what the heck is wrong. But until then, we will have another stream next week with the vignettes for the end of Season 2, the oncoming storm of San Antonio by Night. And after that, we will get to some hurricane season, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Fuck you.